What's up, core reporters? Welcome back to my channel. Listen, according to the Ashley's Reality Roundup, Young and Pregnant has officially been canceled by MTV and Viacom. They are not coming back for another season. I don't know. Can someone tell me if I'm off on this? But I'm getting deja vu. I feel like they have been taken off the air before, at least had to go through a hiatus or something like that while they restructured. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. But I digress. Obviously, I know that like two people have been pulled from the show. Those are Ashley Jones, Jade Klein, spread around and whatnot. But I feel like the show has been canceled before. Anyway, let's get into the Ashley's article. I will be posting a link to it in the description box down below. If any of you want to go ahead on over to her blog and read about it for yourselves. So the Ashley, this is exclusive for her. She's saying that the show, it ran 3 seasons, and the producers, the creators called the cast to let them know that the show is done. The crew has also been informed. The grandmas were informed, etc., etc. You know, and I really want to mention something to you guys. When I saw her write that the grandmas had been mentioned, I was like, wait a minute, that's right. Like, these girls you don't really see their dads. Like, isn't that interesting that like these girls are pretty much all raised just with their moms, with the exception of Madisen. I remember Madisen having a really nice dad, but I'm like, that is quite sad. Yeah, it just kind of like stopped me in my tracks for a little bit. Like sometimes there are some things that are so obvious, but you don't really notice it until it's kind of like pointed out in a different way. You're like, yeah, where the hell are these people's dads? But I digress. So it's no surprise that the show is being pulled off air because season 3 only premiered to a very dismal 161,000 viewers, which is horrible in the TV world. And listen, if you go back to my videos from many seasons ago, when it comes to like Teen Mom OG, Teen Mom 2 recaps, like the viewership was high. Like my videos were getting anywhere from like 60,000 per video to 100,000 per video. Okay. But lately, like that's just plummeted. It went down to like the 40s, 30s, 20s. And now breaking 10K on a teen mom video is like a miracle because you guys are just not interested in that content anymore. And I don't blame you. The storylines are stale. The vibrations are very low, and it's just not an entertaining thing to watch anymore. So I'm not surprised that this show is being canceled. I know that you guys really liked them. You felt like they were a kind of reminiscent of the raw and like broke early days of Teen Mom OG and Teen Mom 2. But unfortunately, people are just done with like teen pregnancy being glamorized via television shows and whatnot, right? Like, why are we giving all these teen moms TV shows? It's a lot, and I see a lot of people are being turned off by that. Remember, Rachel was claiming that she didn't want to come back, but Ashley's like, well, listen, my source is saying that she and the rest of the girls were willing to come back and do another season if it had been offered. So she was just blowing hot air for the internet. Like, don't believe her when she says that. So I thought that was a pretty funny little call out that she's got there. Now, Teen Mom Next Chapter is still being filmed. Remember, there was news that Ryan had a new girlfriend. He's filming with her. I don't know that he's filming with her, but he has been filming with his ex, Macy. I don't know if he and his mom kissed for another scene. I'm so sorry to torture you guys with that photo, but it's just so funny to me. I'm always looking for an excuse to use it. But yeah, honestly, I'm not surprised. And you guys already know how I feel about the continuing to renew Next Chapter, family reunion, and things like that. I think they're running a social experiment, and it's only a few years left in the social experiment to see what what might happen there with their kids now that they are teenagers and everything. You know what I mean? Maybe like the kids will just get their own kind of spinoff, like the kids of the Teen Mom generation or something like that. You know, just to follow their daily lives as they navigate college and whatever else might be in their futures. I do think that they are going to want to try and like kind of do that. I think that would be the first time that ever. No, there have been different shows before where like the kids got a spinoff or whatever, but it's still kind of rare. Like I think it would be the first time that someone was followed from birth into full-blown adulthood, right? Like we've seen their childhoods, now we're watching their teenagehoods, but what happens when it hits adulthood and like they get their own spinoffs? Like that'll be the first time. And again, it would be quite sad though right? To have been filmed your whole entire life like that. I don't think it's fair, but I digress. They don't know anything any different at this point, and who knows, right? Anyway, guys, are you surprised that Young and Pregnant is being canceled and pulled off air again? Look at those dismal ratings. 161,000 people tuned in to watch the premiere of last season. Like, talk about yikes on trikes. Is that what they say? The tricycles? Yeah, yikes on a bike or whatever it is. Just absolutely gobsmackingly low. So I do not blame them for deciding to pull this off air. But again, these girls get shuffled around. We saw Jade and Ashley be shuffled into the Teen Mom 2 world, which is now the Teen Mom Next Chapter world. We've seen Kayla and Kiaya on Family Reunion. We might see the other girls pulled up for Family Reunion or Next Chapter or whatever it might be at the end of the day. So don't think that this is the last time you're going to see these girls. I do think that they will be shuffled around for other shows that they are doing for this series. So yeah. Anyway, let me know what you think about all this, okay, in the comment section down below. And as usual, we'll chat. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.